what does it mean to tap into that inner knowing?
Mm.
What does it look like? I hear all the time from my clients, I'm not intuitive, or I don't have any intuitive abilities. And then I say, have you ever been at a stop sign and we're getting ready to cross the intersection and something told you to wait a minute? And when you waited, a car ran the stop sign the other way. That is your intuition. That is your inner knowing. It's not, you don't have to, and I think we spend so much time comparing ourselves to everyone else. So,
Yes.
Tapping into your intuition doesn't mean that you then take it and go out and become an intuitive medium like I am. I mean, believe me, that's a whole other leap, right? It is my inspired life, but it's a whole other leap. But I think what we often forget, or maybe we're not told, or maybe even the term intuition creates a barrier or a block for us,
I think
is
so.
that we have the knowing inside us to help direct us along our path. And it's a very simple process to learn how to tap into that for our own good, for our own personal journey. Even if we use it for nothing else in life, except to know that we have this tool that allows us to check in and find out, are we on the right path? And I tend to talk a lot about not just the right path, but the right now path.
Right.
Are we on the right now path?
Love
Is
that.
this the next best step for me, or isn't it? And that's, I think, one of the big parts of this workshop that we're developing is teaching people how to just know how intuition shows up for them, because it's different for everyone,
Right.
And even I think about my own evolution as an intuitive and how intuition would show up kind of haphazardly, all of a sudden I would have a sense or have a gut feeling about something and it would happen. And I always wondered, okay, that's cool, but how can I harness that so that I can use it in a way that helps influence and inform my next steps?
Yeah, and that's such an important gift, and it resides in everybody. It's a matter of trying to figure out, like you said, how to harness that and how to call on it when, especially, living an inspired life, it's not all rainbows and puppy dogs, right? And sometimes when the storm clouds come in is really when you need to tap in, right?
Yeah.
And just check yourself. Am I on the right course? Am I just supposed to go through this storm because I'm supposed to learn something? That's okay too, right?
Yeah.
But what's going on, and it helps that you're not alone, kind of.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's just a wild thing, but that's the thing that I think you pointed out, and I think it's super important, is the word intuition sometimes gets people all goofy with the whole woo-woo of it, but it's just like a gut feeling. It's just that people have gut feelings all the time, or people have these things all the time, and I'd venture to guess everybody in the world can absolutely think about at least 10 times where they've had something happen, and that it was, like you said, they hesitated at a stop sign and missed getting schmucked by the other car, right?
Yep.
So there's all these examples that we have had them in our lives, but it's making those connections that you are just particularly excellent at. And I know because you've helped me make my connections a lot when I'm just, have a tendency to ignore them or write them off to, I don't know what I've written them off to from time to time, but sometimes I'm just like, oh, I'm just being silly. And no, that was my intuition, and that's okay. And don't have to be scared of it, or, don't have to, it's not a crazy thing that I need to be like, well, I'm not intuitive, so it couldn't have been intuition. It was just luck.
Exactly. And I hope that, that's a lot of the work that I'm doing with my clients today anyway. And I think that's why you and I thought, wow, what a great add to this workshop, right? I mean, we can teach practical tools and we can give practical resources about how you move your life forward in a way that leads you towards your inspired life or But this part of it, I think, is often overlooked because many times we're looking outside of ourselves for tools and for resources. And the combination of bringing the two together is so powerful.